with a short introduction about myself. So I am Srikanth here. I'm having close to 16 years of experience on SAP FICO modules. So I have worked for various MNC clients, and I have worked both on implementation and support roles as well. So currently I'm working for an MNC and working in an implementation role. So that is a short introduction about myself. So shall we start, Divya and Vijay? You're okay to start?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So see, whenever you have some doubt, or if you think like that you're not able to follow or like anything, just stop me. Okay. So it is, don't think like this is a kind of a, okay, let it be more interactive. Okay. So any kind of questions you have or anything, just stop me and let me know. Okay. So hope you can see my screen now. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So let me give you a short introduction. So first of all, let us start by understanding what is SAP, correct? So now you both of you are having finance background and you're interested to come into SAP now. So first thing we need to understand is, see, now we are working in a digital world where you have different kinds of software, right? So for your own purpose, you might be using Excel on a daily basis. You are using different applications like Uber, Swiggy, Zomato. So all these are different kinds of applications. So first, let's try to classify what kind of a software is SAP. So is SAP an application software? So what do I mean by application software? So if you are using an Excel for your own purpose, like your personal expenses, you're tracking through Excel. So it is like a application software. So do you think SAP is a kind of such software? It's okay. You can tell whatever your opinion. Okay. So don't hesitate. Whatever comes to your mind, you can tell. Okay. So do you think SAP is an application software like Excel? You're able to hear me?
Sir.
Divya, you are able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
So do you think SAP is such kind of software like Excel's like that? Or is SAP a system software? So what do I mean by system software? Like your operating system, Windows operating system is there, correct? So why do you need the operating system? You need the operating system so that your computer or laptop will work, correct? So is SAP a such kind of a operating system software? No. So then what is SAP? So what kind of a software is it, right? So what I'm trying to explain here is like if you take for example maybe I think both of you are Telugu only, right? Divya and Vijay.
Yes.
Sir.
So let us say, like if you take for example, you're taking one actor like Sunil, okay? So he's mostly a comedian, correct? So do you consider him as an action hero like that? No, right? Why? Because the role he's doing is different. So likewise, we need to classify SAP. So when I say SAP is not one of these softwares, so then you will ask me what kind of a software is SAP then? So SAP is basically a ERP software. ERP means Enterprise Resource Planning Software. So just let me write it down so that it will be a bit clear for you. ERP stands for Enterprise Resource Planning Software. Okay, so SAP comes or SAP falls under is ERP breed of technologies. So why was ERP developed? Okay, so both of you are finance background, so you might be thinking, what has finance got to do with ERP software or SAP? Okay, so what I'm trying to tell is, first we need to understand why these ERP systems were developed at all. Okay, so enterprise resource planning is a software. It's a suite of software systems that were developed so that it caters or it helps the businesses to run their business in a more efficient manner. Okay, so when you take a business, so let us say you're owning one company. Okay, so what you will have in your company. So if you take IKEA, correct? So IKEA is a big company we are having in Hyderabad. So what does IKEA do? IKEA purchases the material, IKEA sells the materials, IKEA like they might be taking loans. So all these are different departments every company has, correct? So why this ERP software was developed? It was developed because they wanted to integrate the different departments, or they want the different departments to be functioning in a more efficient manner. Okay, so here you can see few points like integration of disparate systems. Okay, so what do you mean by integration? So let us say what was happening earlier before ERP. So if you have a company, if you own a company, you will be having the purchase department, right? And you will be having the sales department. So what was happening earlier is all these departments were working in silos, means they are working independently. So the sales department is located somewhere in Amirpet. Okay. So the purchasing department is for your company is located, let us say, somewhere else in high tech city. Okay. So what they are doing, the purchasing department is purchasing some materials for your company. The sales department is doing sales, but the company as a whole, that information is spread across different locations. So they are not able to get all the information consolidated in a single place. Okay. So that's the reason. So that even if they were trying to communicate, what was happening? Earlier, there was like paper communication, or the purchasing department, like after 1 month, they were sending the paper receipts like that to the finance department, right? So there was a lot of delays and lot of communication issues going on. So in order to avoid all these issues, and in order to facilitate better communication and better integration among the different departments, this new technology of software called enterprise resource planning software was introduced to the businesses. Okay. So any questions or any doubts you have so far? Or do you think I'm able to explain a little bit to you?
No, sir.
Okay. Divya, you think you're able to follow me, what I'm trying to say?
Yes, sir. I'm following.
Okay. Okay. So now you understand what is ERP, correct? So let us see. So when I say ERP, so now you will be asking me, right? So sir, that is fine. You are saying ERP system is there. Okay. So what this ERP system will do? Okay. So think of it like if I take an example. So if you are purchasing a product, so why you will purchase a product? Because first you need to understand what is the utility of that product, what is the purpose, what is it helping me for. Okay. So likewise, when you take an ERP product or ERP systems, so what is it the ERP is doing here? So from this figure, you can see that the purchase management, sales management, inventory, finance, accounting, HR, CRM is customer relationship management, marketing, manufacturing, SCM, supply chain management. So all these departments, they are getting integrated inside of the ERP system, that is the enterprise resource planning system. So that means the purchasing department, let us say they're purchasing a product. Let us say you are a company who is purchasing chairs and selling the chairs. Okay. So whenever the purchase department is raising a purchase order to buy a chair, what they're doing using this ERP system, they are raising that purchase order inside this ERP system. And what is happening? That information immediately it is flowing to the finance department. So somebody from purchase department, he need not come on bike, or he need not send a postcard saying I have purchased so and so, now you go and record. Okay. So that is all not needed in the ERP systems. So ERP has integrated everything. So these are some of the functions of the ERP system. Okay. So now, uh, so let us see what
Sir,
are
one
some.
minute.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah, go.
sorry for that, sir. Yes, sir,
Yeah,
Sir,
yeah, go
what
ahead.
is the difference between Tally ERP and SAP ERP?
Yeah, yeah, that we will come in the next slides, Vijay. I will
Yeah,
explain
okay,
to you.
sir.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Okay.
Yeah. So now, So you are saying, sir, what you are saying is fine. You are saying enterprise resource planning will integrate all this department. That is fine. But what are the advantages I am getting? So if you are a company and if you are implementing, let us say Tally or any ERP like SAP, what is the advantage? See, these are some of the advantages of a company that implements SAP. First is integration. Integration. What do you mean by integration? Integration means the information is flowing seamlessly or easily between the different departments. So your HR department is there, your sales department is there. So all the information is getting flowing between the different departments. That is integration. Centralized data. So what do I mean by centralized data? So like I told you earlier, if your company has sales in Amirpet, purchases in High Tech City, right? So the person in High Tech, and if you're you are a finance person and you are sitting, let us say in Kukatpalli, right? So you will not have an understanding what is my purchasing department is doing, or you cannot see the reports. What are the sales that my sales department in Amirpet is doing? Okay. But if you have an ERP system, what it will do, it will centralize the data. That means whatever purchases or sales are happening, everything is getting stored in the database. So if you are sitting in Kukatpalli and if you want to run a report, directly you can pull the information from the database and you can see, okay, the person in Amirpet, he has today sold so many chairs for so much of amount. So that is the centralized data. Then we have process automation. That means automation of the routine tasks. Then you have real-time visibility. That means you have, you will know immediately like what is going on in my company, right? So that is called the real-time visibility. And improved efficiency. Why improved efficiency? Because now the different departments are able to talk to each other. All the information is consolidated. It leads to more efficient working for your business. Okay. So these are some advantages. So Vijay, coming to your question, so you wanted to know what is the difference between Tally and SAP, right?
Sir.
So that is what this slide is. Now, see, take this example like this. In the ERP market, there are different players. Like you have IFS, Oracle, Microsoft Dynamics, Infor, Sage, Epicor, Acumatica. Okay. And likewise, if you add Tally, Tally is also one of the ERP players. But the main difference you need to understand is these like Tally is not being used by the big companies because these companies are all around the world, like huge MNCs. They are operating in different countries with so many branches and so many plants and all. So a software, a system like Tally, it has limited functionality. It does not support all the integrations needed or all the functionalities needed in the by big companies. So what is that functionality? I will tell you next slide. But for you to understand this, let us take an example. Okay. So now you might have seen this movie Pushpa, correct? Pushpa 2, have you seen? So so
Absolutely.
so why the director is selecting Allu Arjun? Why can't he select someone like
He's,
maybe? Mhm,
he's suitable that for that position.
mhm,
So
mhm.
he selected.
Why is suitable? Because he can do dances, he can do fights,
He can
action,
do a dance and
uh,
action.
different features are there in Allu Arjun, correct?
Yes. He
S-
has separate qualities.
Separate qualities, exactly. And that is
He's
why the
suitable to that position.
that position. Now let us assume if you put a comedian, let us say any small comedian, if you take him in Pushpa 2 and if you release the movie, will anyone see that movie? No, right?
No, sir.
It will
No,
fail.
sir.
Why it will fail?
Yes.
Because a person who cannot do all this, he's not suitable for that big movie, correct?
Yes. Yes, sir.
So likewise, if you select a very small system like Tally or some small other ERP systems, that is not being suitable for the big companies. It's not
Yeah.
advantageous or
Okay.
they are not getting all the features. Okay. So in the next slide, like see now here it is telling you why the companies are preferring SAP now. Okay. So you're saying see, SAP, why there is some edge of SAP compared to other ERP products. So what happened once ERP software was developed, lot of players came into the market. They said, okay, you please take my product, you please take my product. Okay. But then SAP differentiated itself from other players because it has all these different huge, let us see some of these like tight integration capability. That means there are so many number of modules in SAP like finance, sales, purchasing, and all these modules are highly integrated compared to other software products or software players in the ERP market. And some of other reasons why companies are preferring SAP is it has industry best practices. Okay, so let us say if you are a company, you are a small company, you are a furniture company like IKEA. Okay, so if you implement SAP, SAP already knows what are the best practices that a furniture retailer should implement in his company. Okay, it has already the product has all that features. Okay, so that is one reason why companies go for SAP. Then it provides industry specific solutions like different industries like oil and gas, retail, all these specific industry solutions it is providing. Legal adherence. What do I mean by legal adherence? That means a company should, if you are a company, like let us say if you have a branch in Kukatpalli and if you're operating, if you're making some sales and purchases, you are obliged to obey to the rules of the country, or there are some specific rules, or you need to produce your legal reports, correct, and you need to submit to the government on a like yearly basis, or 6 months you need to submit like these are my sales and purchases. Okay, so SAP helps you to generate those legal reporting. Then this software is more reliable compared to other softwares, and it is more scalable and flexible. That means you can make SAP more flexible as per your business requirements. So let us say you have some business requirement. So a company might say, so my company, I get the invoices from the customer, and that invoices SAP should read it, scan it, and it should provide post the financial document. Some requirement is like that. Okay. And some other company might say, for me, the invoices will come in email format. So from the email, I should be able to generate the postings into the systems. Okay. I am just giving you a small example. What kind of a, so SAP provides the flexibility for different kinds of business scenarios. Okay. And lastly, it has more high user satisfaction. That means it uses new technologies like Fiori. Have you heard about Fiori? Vijay and Divya, any idea about Fiori?
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay, it's like the new user interface now they are using. Okay, like if you say Apple, you know Apple phone, right? So Apple has a different interface compared to other Android phones, right? So likewise, SAP has their own proprietary user interface called Fiori. Now, what they can do is users can even log into the mobile phone and they can have that apps installed, the Fiori apps, and even they can do the postings even when they are traveling somewhere like that. Even on the mobile support is also there for SAP. So all these features, they are making SAP more attractive to the companies. Okay, so let me take a small break. So are you guys able to follow, or are you thinking what is this guide saying? You're able to follow me?
Yes, sir.
Following.
Okay, okay. So let's go. See now, so now I told you what is ERP. I told you what are the advantages of SAP, why they are using SAP. Okay. So now think of the evolution of SAP. Okay. So Vijay, like you were telling Allu Arjun is now preferred in Pushpa because so many features are there, correct?
Sir.
So did Allu Arjun become Allu Arjun right away in 2025?
Sorry, sir.
Or no, no. Did he become like the star in 2025 directly? Did he start with Pushpa and become a star? He started long time back from 2004 or 2001, right? From Arya
Ah,
movie he
sir.
started.
It's taking time.
Yeah, slowly he developed, right? Slowly he developed, correct?
Redevelop. Yes,
Slowly
yes, sir.
he evolved. So likewise, if you take SAP, SAP started in the year 1972. So it was started by 5 IBM engineers who came out of the IBM and who started their own company called SAP in Germany. So in 1972, the company was started. Then what they did in 1972, they introduced one product called R1. R stands for real time. One stands for uh, only one module. At that time, it was only finance module was supported initially by SAP. Okay. So then what happened in 92, they came up with R2 module, 1979. R2 is apart from finance, they also added manufacturing as one more module. So now companies who implement SAP R2, they can use both manufacturing as well as finance. R stands for real time. Okay. Then in 1992, SAP came with R3. R3 means R stands for real time. 3 is the three-tier architecture. That is, I will tell you what is that architecture later. But for now, you just know that it is a product uh, uh, given by SAP in 1992. Okay. Then in 2004, they came up with a new product called ECC, that is Enterprise Central Component. So what happened? Now they introduced more modules into the system. Apart from finance, sales, they put purchasing, they put other like CRM, customer relationship management. And now what they told, now you can take this product and you can also integrate it with different other systems. Okay, so all these integration capabilities they provided. So if I take that example we were discussing, so what happened initially, Allu Arjun, he came into the movies without proper makeup. Then what they did, okay, this guy, let him make him more stylish, let him introduce more. So they put all different dresses. Then they said, let him act, let him dance, right? So they introduced new features into that. Then in slowly what they did, so let's make him even super fast, let's make him even better. So likewise what SAP did in 2011, they introduced the SAP HANA database. The database has revolution. I would say it was like companies were implementing SAP HANA because the reporting is very fast from SAP HANA database compared to the traditional databases that the earlier SAP versions were using. Okay, so SAP HANA, HANA stands for High Analytical Network Appliance. It is a database from SAP. And earlier versions, if a report was taking 1 hour for the companies to execute using SAP HANA database, they improvise so that it will run within 1 minute. Okay, so that's the kind of improvement they gave with SAP HANA database. Then in 2015, they came up with SAP S4 HANA product. SAP, now you might be seeing now if you go to Amirpet in the morning or if you walk anywhere, you will see posters saying SAP S4 HANA FI, SAP S4 HANA MM. Is it correct? Do you see like that? So that is the new version is for HANA, which is now most companies are implementing because it is now they have changed the database and they have removed uh, very old functionalities which were taking so much time and they made it more fast and more flexible. Okay. And then in 2021, SAP came up with something called Rise with SAP. That is nothing but the new SAP methodology to implement the cloud solutions. Okay, so so we will not go into too much details of what is cloud, what is on premise. Okay, but just understand this is how SAP has evolved over the years. So any questions or do you think it is making sense?
No, sir.
Divya, are you able to follow?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I mean, we are not going into what this each product does, but we are trying to understand how SAP evolved over the years. Okay, so now let's go back to top companies. So this is just so the world's top companies, Fortune 500 companies, they are using SAP. Why they are using SAP? Because earlier slides I told you what are the different advantages companies are getting from SAP, right? So if you see here, Walmart, Amazon, Chevron, Ford, these are all the big companies in the world operating in different countries and different continents. So they are part of the Fortune 500 companies. And you can see Burger King, Apple, Audi cars, Coca-Cola, Samsung, So all these companies are implementing SAP because of the huge advantages they are getting, huge profits they are able to make because of the features that this this product is providing. Okay. Is it clear? Is it clear, Vijay? Is it making sense why companies are
Sir.
implementing SAP?
It's clear,
Okay.
sir. It's clear.
Okay. So let's go. So these are some of the reasons why companies are implementing SAP. Companies are implementing because there is a huge support. Like if you see here, SAP provides real-time data and analytics so that their instantly management is able to get the up-to-date information and they're able to make better decisions. Okay. So if they don't have that visibility, so if they take a software and implement a software which does not tell them which area they are getting more profits or which product is making how much money, if they are not able to get that real-time information, will that system be helpful for the company? It won't be helpful, correct? And that is the reason, if you see here, then what are some other advantages SAP is providing? Improved efficiency and productivity. Okay. And then data security also it is providing, and then it is more scalable and flexible, as I told you before. So these are the reasons why companies are going for SAP. And these are just some customer testimonials. Actually, I mean, you can see from the CIO, CFO, top management, what they're saying. Okay, I implemented this solution. So this is helping my company so much. Okay. So testimonials means if you take some ad or something, like if you might be seeing some commercials in the TV, right? So, for example, if we take like Allu Arjun, so some producer will say, "Oh, I made a movie with him. It made me so much profits." Then some other heroine might say, "Oh, it was great working with Allu Arjun." And some other actor will say, "Oh, it was superb, astonishing." Correct. So, what they're trying, they are endorsing the product. So, likewise, these are all some few customer testimonials. They are saying how SAP has helped them to improve their business. Okay. So now so now let me tell you. So if you are planning to come into SAP and particularly SAP Finance, and as you are already having the finance background, so you might be wondering, okay, sir, I'm going to learn SAP. That is fine, and you're going to teach me and all that. Okay, and I will might put some effort. But what is that ultimately I will get? I will learn for 2-3 months. So after that, once I land in a project, so what kind of a role I will be working? Okay. So if you see here, basically SAP projects are classified into these categories. One is called the greenfield implementation. Greenfield implementation means the company never had an SAP system installed. So they are starting fresh. Okay. So if you take some example of a company like IKEA, they never had any ERP system and they want to use SAP software system so that they can record all their purchases, sales, or whatever activities are going on in their company. Okay. So when you start afresh, it is called the greenfield implementation project. So if you have some friends, so they might be saying, this month I'm joining a implementation project. So somebody might be saying, okay, I'm working in a support project. So what is support project? So after an SAP system is implemented, we need support, right? So you might be getting different issues in the system. The software is not working, or users are facing some issues while posting some transaction like that. So that is called the support project or application maintenance and support. Okay. So let me give you another simple example. Let us say if you're constructing a new building or a new home for yourself, okay, that you can call it as an implementation project. Okay. But let us say after you constructed the home and you moved into your new home, and then you want maintenance, right? Because you might be getting some repairs, like your AC is not working, or your some plumbing work might be needed, or something else is not working in your house. So all this come under the support project or application maintenance. Then what is a rollout project? Rollout means, so let us say you are having a company in India. Let us say we are a company in Hyderabad. Okay. We are implementing SAP in Hyderabad. But if my company has branches in Mumbai, Bangalore, so what I will do? So will I implement everywhere initially? No. What I will do, I will start with Hyderabad. First, I will implement the SAP project in Hyderabad. And then what I will do, uh, again, I will roll out the same functionality to other locations. So then I will implement SAP in Bangalore. Then slowly I will implement the SAP solution in Mumbai. Okay. So this is called a rollout project. That means you are rolling out to different locations. Then we have something called the upgradation projects. So these are the projects that are currently in huge demand. Okay. So what do I mean by upgrade? Upgrade means, so they are using a old version of SAP like ECC 5.0, which was back from 2004 or 2006. Okay. So now what SAP is saying, SAP is saying from 2027, I am not going to support your old versions. You all need to upgrade to S4 HANA version. Okay, so that is why currently S4 HANA is in huge demand, and companies are looking for too many people to work on the projects, because they have to upgrade their systems from earlier versions to the new S4 HANA version. Okay. Okay. Is it, am I able to explain it? Are you clear on this? What are the different projects?
It's clear, sir.
Okay. Or Vijay, you're clear?
हाँ sir.
Okay. Okay. So now this is the architecture of SAP. So what is an architecture of SAP? Architecture means, let us say you're constructing a new house, new building, right? So what you might say, will you just construct the house without any design? First, you have to design the house, correct? You will put on the paper what you will say. I will have one hall. I will have two master bedrooms. I will have three bathrooms. I will have one portico, something like that. So you will design the system first on the paper, and then you will implement or you will start constructing your house. That is the architecture. So likewise, when it comes to SAP, SAP was built in a modular fashion. Modular means, as you can see here, SAP is a modular software. So you might be asking, sir, what is this module, sir? Okay. So module means you can think it of like a department. Okay. So let us say finance. Finance is one department. So it is called as a module inside SAP. Likewise, you have sales, you have you have production planning, you have quality management, you have plant maintenance, HR, then you have the industry solutions, the project systems, asset management, controlling. All these are different modules that are existing within your SAP solution. That is called the real-time R3. Okay, and it is based on the client server technology, and all these modules, they are developed by SAP using the ABAP programming language. That is Advanced Business Application Programming Language. It is a fourth generation language using which SAP has developed, or it has created all these modules. Okay, so this is how SAP is organized. Okay, so now you are trying to learn finance and controlling, right? So I think you already have a background of finance. So Divya, if I ask you what is finance and controlling, what is your understanding? Can you tell me? What is finance used for? Am I audible? Can you hear me?
Yes,
हाँ
sir.
sir.
Hmm. So you both of you are learned MBA finance, correct? So what is the purpose of finance? Finance is for, financial accounting is for external reporting. External means for
For
uh,
making decisions.
for external parties. Let us say if you're a company, right? So if you see like what they will tell every 3 months or quarterly, they will release the results to the stakeholders. What they will say, this is my company. I have made so much of sales. I have incurred so much of costs, and uh, I have taken so much of loan, and I have so much of liabilities. This is my margin for this current year or current quarter. So like that, they will publish all that information, and they will show it to the external parties or the stakeholders or people who are interested in your company. Correct. So finance, when it comes to SAP has divided the finance into two modules. One is called the financial accounting module, and the other one is called the controlling module. So financial accounting module is where you record all your financial transactions in the system, and you generate the legal reports so that you can produce them for the external parties. Okay, so any kind of expenses, let us say your company is buying 10 chairs. So what you will do, you will record that expense in your FI system. Okay, so that is financial accounting. Then what we have, controlling. So what is controlling is another submodule in SAP. So what is the purpose of controlling? Controlling is for internal information. That means whatever the controlling is generating the reports, that is only meant for within your company. You are not providing that information to outside people. So let us take an example. So if you are a house, okay, and if you are managing your expenses, what you will do is, using this controlling module, you will try to understand, okay, this month why I am having so much of expenses, for what purpose did I spend so much of money. Okay, so then you will understand, okay, for this renovation of this room, or because I purchased a TV, new TV or new fridge, that is why this month uh, more burden or more costs have happened to my company. So what you will do, using that information, you will try to control your expenses in the next period or the next month. Then you, what you will think, okay, my controlling report last month for my house told me that I incurred 1 lakh for this TV and fridge. So going ahead, I will not use that money, or I will control that money so that I will not make losses, something like that. So controlling information is for own internal decision making purpose. Okay. And then what SAP did in FI, SAP subdivided. So they did not say, okay, I am giving you finance module, you guys enjoy. They did not say that. What did they say? They split the system into different components. One is called the general ledger, then one is called the accounts payable, accounts receivable, asset accounting, and controlling. So if you see general ledger, it is a component within FI which is used to manage all the financial accounts. Accounts payable, this submodule is used to manage all your vendor invoices or vendor transactions or any dealings with you are doing with your vendors. So who are vendors? The people with whom you are making any purchases, and once you make purchases, you are supposed to pay them, correct? So for that, we have this accounts payable submodule within FI. Then we have the accounts receivable submodule. Okay, so this is for managing the customer billing or customer information. All this resides in this submodule. Asset accounting, what is the purpose of this submodule? So let us say if you're a company, if you're operating from KPHP, you might be owning a house, or you might be owning a few vehicles or something, correct? So all these are your assets for your company. So in order to manage your assets, SAP has provided this asset accounting submodule. And controlling, I already told you what is the purpose of controlling. Okay. So do you now understand like what is the purpose of these submodules, or do you have any questions? Are you able
No,
to
Patel.
understand? Okay, okay. So see again, if you see here, FICO is subdivided into FI on the left side and CO on the right side. So within FI, you have GL, you have AP, you have AR, you have assets and bank account. So if you are a company, let us say if you are a company, your company, you should have a bank account, correct? and you will do transactions with your bank. So for that, SAP provided this bank accounting module. So everything that is related for operations with your banks where you're maintaining the accounts. So everything is provided in this bank accounting submodule. So this is FI. Under CO, you have cost element accounting, cost center accounting, profit center accounting, COPA, and product costing. So what is cost center accounting? Cost center accounting means you will divide your business into different cost centers or profit centers, so that is for your own decision making, so that you can understand where my costs are happening. Okay, so if you take an example of your house, you might say my hall is one cost center, my bedroom is one cost center. Okay, so whatever expenses are going into your hall, everything you will track down, or you will allocate to that cost center that you create for your hall. So what happens whenever you're doing transactions later, when you review at the end of the month, you will understand, okay, so for my hall, for all these repairs or whatever furniture I am buying or whatever the design I am making, I incurred so much of money for this month. And for likewise for profit center accounting, then you have something called COPA, that is profitability analysis in controlling. That means you want to understand where your product is making more money. Like if you are selling your products all over Hyderabad, so using this COPA submodule, if you run the reports, it will tell you, okay, our company is making more profits in Dilshik Nagar area. That's what it will tell you, this COPA. So that is why companies use COPA, so that they can understand and estimate their profitability and see which regions or which products are performing well in the market. Okay. Then what is product cost accounting? Product cost accounting means, like if you are a company, if you are manufacturing, let us say a TV you're manufacturing, correct? So you want to understand how much money I need in order to make 1 unit of my TV. That means what is the cost of the product that I'm selling? If you are selling chairs, then you need to understand what is the cost incurred for me to make this chair. So what will the cost include? Let us say if you are manufacturing a chair, can you tell me what costs you will incur? Any example? Vijay, Divya, any example you can give? What costs will go if you are manufacturing a chair? Do you need labor? Can you hear me?
Sir, I will outside. That's why I'm
Okay, okay. Divya, can you hear me? Hello. Divya, am I audible?
for making of chair. Uh,
Okay. So what I'm yeah, yeah.
Labor is
Uh,
needed, and also
hmm.
it's raw materials also required. Sir.
uh, Raw material. So these are all the components of the cost, correct? So using all these components, you will arrive at the final cost of the product. That is the purpose of the product costing module. Okay. So now let's go to the next slide. So see, in SAP, what you will do is you will organize your company like this. So if you are having a company, main company in Hyderabad, and you are having branches in different locations like Bangalore, Chennai. So what you will do is your headquarters will be in Hyderabad, and then you will create your company codes. So these are called the company codes in SAP terminology. So you will create one company code for Bangalore, one company code for Chennai, like that. And then if your company is having plants in Chennai, you will again create plants under the system. So this is how the your company you are going to set up in the SAP. This is called the organizational structure. That means how your company operates in real time. You are going to set it up in the system like this. Okay. So now you might be wondering, sir, that we are learning FICO. So from where the data is coming into FICO? Okay. So if you see here, as I told you before, SAP is a modular system. That means it has sales, it has purchases, it has production. All these are the different departments. So whenever you're making something in your production order, okay, or whenever you're creating some sales, or whenever you're posting a sales order and you're posting a delivery and you're providing the finished goods to the customer, what is happening is finally the postings are getting posted to the financial accounting. So from all these submodules, the information is flowing into the financial system. So likewise, if you're making any purchases, finally, when you're purchasing the raw materials, what is happening? We are recording that expense inside of our financial accounting module. So that means from the different modules, the information finally is flowing into financial accounting submodule. So that is the reason without implementing the FI module, no company can survive. Okay, because every company, they need money to make purchases, sales, and they need to record all those purchases or sales. And that is why this FICO submodule is very crucial for every company. And that is the reason why this FICO module is in huge demand now. Okay. So now currently, if you see, I gave you the history of SAP, how it evolved and all that. But now let us see what is S4 HANA. S4 HANA is like the new version of SAP. It is the latest version of SAP in the market, which is now in huge demand. And why is S4 HANA so popular? Because they are providing a new user interface which is more attractive for the end users. Likewise, S4 HANA is using the SAP HANA platform. That is a new database used by SAP S4 HANA, which is making the system very fast. Like earlier, if you are running reports for 1 hour, now it is taking 2 minutes, 3 minutes, like that also, that report is executing. And that is where the businesses are finding it more profitable. Okay. And likewise, this SAP S4 HANA can also be operated on your mobile device. And it has also connectivity to Internet of Things, or you can integrate this product S4 HANA with different other systems like Ariba, Concur. All these are different systems used for different purposes. So your S4 HANA core product, you can integrate or connect with the other systems easily. That is why it is more popular for the S4 HANA system these days. Okay. There is the next generation business suite. So so these are some of the advantages why S4 HANA is giving an edge to business. Because of the simplified in-memory database, it is easier to use. Because of this Fiori, they introduced the Fiori. So earlier what was happening, companies were using the GUI. I will tell you what is GUI, but now they are shifting to Fiori with S4 HANA, and that is more user friendly and more attractive for the people who use SAP. That is why it is more popular now. And SAP is giving more increased performance. That means they are able to perform because of the speed that SAP S4 HANA is providing. They are able to run their reports, and the system is more faster compared to the older system. And they provide this native integration. That means now your system, you can connect to third party systems. So what is a third party system? So a company might be using other software also other than SAP, right? So they might be using, let us say, some branches are using Tally. Okay, so what you want to do now, you want to connect the Tally information to SAP. So S4 HANA, if you are using third-party tools, they provide the support to integrate the different legacy systems or third-party softwares that you are using, so that all information can flow into your S4 HANA database. Okay, so these are some of the advantages of implementing S4 HANA. Okay, again, the same thing. S4 HANA, it provides a better user experience, and these are some of the advantages of using S4 HANA. So if you are working with SAP, there are three kinds of basic things that you need to do in order to set up an SAP system. One is organizational structure. So what is an organizational structure? That means it is you set up your company inside the SAP system. So this is my company, this is my company code, or I am having so many plants. All these things you set up in the system. Okay, so I will show you. So if you are joining the class, I will show you how you set up all these structures and what is master data and how do you post the transactions in the system. Everything we'll be seeing. But this is how basically how the SAP systems work. So let me show you here quickly. So how the SAP system looks like. So Vijay, any questions, or Divya, any questions from your side? Are you able to understand what SAP is and how it is organized? What is S4HANA?
Oh,
Hello.
okay, sir. Everything is good.
Okay. So see, you can see my screen now, right? My SAP screen. Can you see?
Sir.
Okay. So this is the accounting. So if you are learning financial accounting, so this is the accounting module. So under this, you can see here under financial accounting, this is how SAP is structured. It is a modular. That means you can see the different modules here: logistics, accounting, HR, information systems. But what we are dealing is with accounting system. In accounting, in financial accounting, you have GL, you have accounts receivable, you have accounts payable, banks, fixed assets. So all this will be covering. Then you have controlling here. In controlling, what you are having: cost element accounting, cost center accounting, internal orders, product costing. And if you expand these functionalities, so here it will give you different functions to carry on in the system. So if I click this, the system will tell you uh, what kind of posting you want to do. Okay. So let us say, so here you can post it in the system. So it provides different functionalities so that you'll be able to post different transactions as needed. So this is from the front end perspective. Okay, this is called the GL. Then you have the accounts receivable, which is meant for the um, customers. So any kind of postings you're dealing with the customers, you do it in the accounts receivable module. Accounts payable is for the vendors. So this is in the front end. So when I say front end, that means that is something that is done by the end users. End users means who perform the transactions in the system. But as a consultant, what you will do, you will work in the background. So I'm just showing you just for your information. So how it works, how it is. So if you see here, so here you will set up all the requirements as per the business requirements. So if the business says I need to set up some company in financial accounting, so you will go here and here you will set up your company code and all. You'll enter all the information here. Okay. So this is how SAP systems are basically organized. And GL. So in GL, you can see this is all called the configuration of the system. Configuration means you are setting up the system so that the end users will be able to perform the business activities in the system. That means you're constructing the house so that using all these tools or whatever the functionality is provided by SAP. So if you're constructing a new house, what you need raw materials, you need labor, you need cement, you need the structure, you need pillars, right? After having all this set up, then only somebody can come and stay in the house and live there, correct? So all this IMG, it is called implementation guide. So using this implementation guide, what you are doing, you are setting up your SAP system so that once you set it up, the end users or the business people, they will be able to come to the front end and they will be able to perform their daily transactions. Like if somebody is selling the some chair to a customer, so what they will do in the front end, they will come here, they will go here, and they will here enter the invoice. So they will say, this is my customer some XYZ. For them, today I have sold like this much of 10,000 rupees or 10,000 euro I have spent, and this is my offset in GL account. This is my revenue account. I'm getting so much of money. So like that, they will post a customer invoice. But will it work without setting up the system? I mean, without constructing the house, can anybody go and live there? If you don't put doors and all that, will anybody be able to live in your house safely? No. So all the setup as a consultant, you need to complete or do it here in the implementation guide. And if you are joining this course, what I will be covering is I'll be telling you how you set up the system, how you set up the enterprise structure, what are the different components in it. Then we'll be covering the FI module. I'll be covering all the sub modules here so that you will have an understanding within FI what is the purpose of each of these sub modules. Then we'll be covering the controlling as well. So controlling will be not very much in depth, but controlling also will be covering in this course. So how the course will be organized or something, I think that maybe the management will tell you. But from your side, any questions you have or anything you would like to check or understand?
So after this training, you said no, sir. These are the topics we'll be explaining.
Mm, yeah.
Uh, in this company, if we join in a company, these only will be added there.
See,
We have to do the work according to it.
actually your voice is breaking. Can you come again?
Sir, if in a company, if we join in a
Mm,
company, we have learned this app FICO now.
mm,
So now, whatever topics you have explained, these only they will be. We have to do that in a
mm,
company.
mm. See, wherever you go, see what am I telling you? There is a Amazon. So many companies in the world have implemented SAP, right? If you open any SAP system, it will look like this only, wherever you open. But every company will follow their own business processes. That means, so some people might be using some functionality, like let us say if IKEA is there, IKEA will have different business processes. So they will say, I will have only one company in Hyderabad, but my manufacturing plant will be in different locations in India. One manufacturing location will be in Bangalore. One manufacturing will be in Mumbai. One will be in Delhi, like that. So it will have a different structure and it will have a different kind of business processes. So they might say, I will get goods on a monthly basis from my plant. So I need to support that business processes. What they will say, this is how my company works in real world. Now you go and map it in your SAP system. So what I will do, first as a consultant, you need to understand, okay, for this company, this is the requirement, this is how they are operating, and this is how I need to map that information inside of my SAP system in the implementation guide. Okay. And it will have a different set of business processes. Now again, if you take a different company, let us say there is a company, our own company, which is operating, let us say, from Hyderabad. Okay. So for us, what we will say, so if I am the owner, I will say, no, no, my plant is just here only in Amirpet only, and my second sales organization is also in Hyderabad. So I will get materials locally only, and all my vendors are within, or suppliers or customers, they are in Hyderabad only. And when I supply the goods to my customer, I'll send it through this way. I send it via like mm, I use so much of transportation. This is how I send my goods to my customer. This is how I receive money from my customer. So he will have a different set of business practices or business processes according to his business requirement. Okay. So for that company, if you are implementing SAP, so the structure will be the same. Okay. So wherever you see SAP system, it will remain the same. But inside, when you set it up, you need to set it up so that it suits that particular business requirement. Okay. Or that business process. So for example, if I am a director, I am directing a movie. Okay. So if you take any director, so what he will use camera, he will use actors and all, correct? But if I am making a movie which is action oriented, so what I will do, my set of story or my set of characters will be different, or the set of stage I will set up is different. So if you take Bahubali, what they will do, they will put a different kind of setting in the background, correct? And if you take a different movie, if you take any comedy movie, so what they will do, the characters will be different and the kind of setting will be different. But both people, what are they doing? They are using the same set of technologies, they are using the same camera, they are also using people, they are also hiring technicians, but the product what they're developing or the business process they're following is different. Likewise, whatever you see here or learn here, that will be the same wherever you go. But then you need to understand, if your client says, Divya, let's make an action movie, so then what you need to do, according to their requirements, you need to come here and you need to set up the action related elements. Okay, they will have only one company code, they will have only two plants. And for Vijay, let us say the client says, Vijay, we are going to make a comedy movie, you please set up like that. So then what he will say, he will come here inside the system and he will say, no, I don't have too many heroes, I have only a few comedy heroes. Then you will set up something related to that kind of a business process or that kind of a movie. Okay, so likewise, the whatever you see here, this is universal wherever you go, wherever client or whichever company or whichever institute you join, or if you purchase SAP from Amirpet and install, or if I work for a different MNC in US, everything is same. But what is different is you need to adopt or you need to change your system so that it suits the client's requirement. Is it a bit clear now, Divya?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Hmm.
sir.
Yeah. So whatever you learn here, wherever you go, it will be the same. So if you know financial accounting, so tomorrow if you're working for Amazon, or if tomorrow you're working for Walmart, or if you're working for Apple company, so they will tell you, Divya, can you please set up the company code? Anywhere you go, you have to follow the same steps here and you need to set up the company code. There is no other way, whichever client you're working, as long as SAP does not change this. Okay.
Okay.
So if you learn once, then you will be able to support multiple clients. But at the same time, what I'm telling is SAP is such a software that if you just learn for lightly, that means if you don't put some effort, or if you don't put some practice, or if you don't know, then you will be left behind. That is for sure. Even if you learn for 1 year casually, it won't be any use. So first thing, if you are planning or work, or if you are really dedicated to work in an SAP project, first thing that you need to understand is it will demand your time and you need to put some effort. Whatever you are learning in the class or whatever you are reading in the material, you need to go home and you need to practice and you need to understand the concepts. Without putting in effort, even if you land in a job by some hook or crook, then you won't be able to survive. Okay, because SAP is something where definitely you need to keep learning things and always you need to put some effort. Because if you see, SAP is a competitive world and there are so many people also, like they're putting so much of effort. And if you're just learning casually, then it's not going to help you. But if you are thinking that let me put some dedication, let me put some effort, then nobody can stop you. Okay, there are two ways in SAP. If you don't work, you're left behind. But if you're trying and willing, no, I'm going to work, I'll put some effort, I will learn this submodule, I will take the interview, I will read the courses. I have any doubts, I'll get it clarified. I'm going to improve my career. If you think in that way, then definitely you will going to prosper and definitely you have a very high chance of becoming a very good consultant. And when it comes to FICO, always remember, if you learn FICO, there are not too many, I won't say like there are not consultants, but there are not too many consultants that know FICO. And why SAP FICO is in demand is because so many, every company that implements SAP, they need SAP FICO. That is like the backbone. And because both of you are already having finance background, so that will be even easier for you to understand the concepts or you can easily understand what is a balance sheet, what is an income statement, right? So what is a GL account? All these things you might be already learned in your MBA finance, correct? So for you, this is more, I would say, like easy for you to understand. But at the same time, as I tell you, if you just hear and if you just leave it for the same day, even if you learn for 2 years, you won't be able to survive in SAP. But if you put effort and if you are dedicated, then nobody is going to stop you. If not one company, another company will definitely take you. If you have that stuff and if you have that zeal and curiosity to learn and work. Okay. So any other questions you have? Any question? Anything you want to ask? You can ask. Is it now a bit clear to you what is this SAP FICO, how it works and all? S- am I audible?
Sir.
Okay, okay. Sorry, I was okay. So yeah, okay then. Yeah, thanks for joining. So as I told you, so I am here to help. Even if you have any small doubt, I'm not like I'm teaching and I will not tell you, or it's always like an open communication with me. But at the same time, as I'm telling you, SAP always requires some effort from your side. Okay, you need to have that zeal inside you. Okay, and you need to be dedicated. Otherwise, if you just learn just for learning purpose, everybody is learning, let me also learn just like that, then it won't help you. Okay, but
Okay,
if you
sir.
are
Thank you, sir.
really you want to improve, then definitely it's a very good career path for you. And learning FICO, you will be always in advantage position over others. Okay.
So one thing,
Yeah.
uh, actually, this course is learning everyone are learning this. So
Hmm.
maximum members are learning this. If we
Hmm.
learn this, my brother said that everyone are learning this. Then why you also learning that? Because
Hmm.
there's no demand for this again. No, he's saying like that
For FICO or SAP?
for FICO.
Hmm. He's saying there is no demand.
Yeah, he's saying that everyone are learning. No,
Hmm.
in companies there will be no vacancies. Even you are learning, and even they have a there is no such a different in you. He's
Hmm.
saying.
See, for you specifically, there is one advantage. First is your background is finance, correct?
Yes, sir.
So first thing, if you are applying for a position in a company, okay, so what happens is they will check, okay, so they will see Vijay or Divya, they will see what is their background because you are MBA finance, okay, and if you learn FICO, then first thing is you already have an advantage over 50% of the people who are learning FICO, okay, because if you take me myself, I'm not a finance background, I was a BTech background, okay, so for you, already there is one clear advantage. Second advantage, that FICO is not in demand, that is a false statement, because you can go to naukri.com or any website and you can check for FICO openings. You will see multiple openings. Okay. And why I am saying FICO is evergreen, why it will not fail? Because every company is implementing this finance, they will need this finance module. It is like a bank account. Without bank account, you cannot maintain your salary or whatever your expenses, correct? So likewise, for any company, the FICO is like a backbone. They need to have it. And third reason is, now you can see, you know how many companies there are, like almost lakhs of thousands of companies that are implementing SAP. Okay. And now, because SAP is stopping support for the old versions from 2027, every company they need to implement this S4 HANA. So, so let us say, if you take one area, let us say we are building new houses. Okay. So government told by this time 2027, you need to build your houses in this area. Otherwise, I will take the land from you. So what will they do? they will start building the houses. They have to build the houses, correct? And in order to build the houses, they need resources or not? Without people, can I build the house? No, right? So likewise, for all these companies, not only in India locally, but all over the world, they are looking for people who know FICO, because they have to implement this S4 HANA system. And without people, what they will do? Will they implement? So if I am constructing a house and is there is no person who knows how to put the bricks together, who knows how to paint, will I be able to finish my house? I won't be able to. So likewise, currently the market is going in a very high manner because of the huge demand for this S4 HANA solution. And if you learn this, don't think that so many people are learning. People will learn. See, if that again I am telling you, so that is where your individual personality also comes into picture. That means you need to have that focus and zeal to learn. Okay. So so if Allu Arjun thinks that okay, now there is a junior NTR also is doing acting, so will he go home and say, no, no, mummy, I will not work in movie because junior NTR is working? Or will he work on his own? Any field you go, there will be people learning. So you should not think that, oh, so many people are learning, I will not learn. So what you should think is, okay, so many people are learning, let me be better than those people, let me learn more, let me be more efficient. Okay, let me learn more, let me practice more. Like that you need to think, and there is always the opportunities for you. Okay. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me? Hello.
Yes, sir. It's clear.
Yeah. So don't think that so many people are learning, why I should learn. No,
Yeah.
let them learn. Okay. But I'm going to learn even better. That is how you should think. Okay. Then
Okay,
your
sir.
competition will be there anywhere you go. See, not only SAP, if you learn anything, even if you put a restaurant, so what will happen? Somebody else will put a second restaurant beside you, right? So will you think, okay, that guy is now set up a new restaurant, I will just close my business, I will go home because he is also putting the restaurant. Okay. So will your company survive if you think like that? Don't think like that. Okay, let him put the restaurant. I will serve better dish than that restaurant. Let me improve my company. That is how you need to think. Okay. Okay, Vijay, do you think session is useful, or you are thinking why this guy is wasting the time?
No, sir, no, sir. It's very helpful to us.
Okay.
And you are explaining very well, sir.
Mm.
It's good
See,
session,
only
sir. It's a good session.
See, only thing I am telling you is because both of your MBA finance background, that is where you already have an edge over 50% of the people that are already going to learn FICO. Okay. And if you learn, if you dedicate yourself, and if you are going to put 2 to 3 years experience slowly over the time, even if you work anywhere, so, and if you are able to really learn the subject, then you can clearly what you call take the interviews, and you can definitely land in a good job. And again, I am telling you, even if you land in a job and tomorrow you say, no, sir, now I got the job, I'm not going to learn anything, I'm just going to sit and enjoy myself in the office, again, you'll be going back. I mean, you won't improve in your career. So it's not just so. That is why in SAP, even if you land in a job, even then also you need to keep learning. You need to be competitive, not only in SAP, in any field. Okay, you should always have that thinking. If you are satisfied, if you think, okay, today I got a job, I'm going not going to work anymore, then you will be gone. You will be thrown out of the business. Okay. Okay,
Okay,
so thank you. Thanks for your time, Vijay and Divya. So,
sir.
okay,
Thank you so
thanks,
much, sir.
thanks. Thank you. Bye.